All right, it's funny because I said we weren't going to read the tarot, and we're reading the tarot now. Last video was kind of like a really good fart. Sometimes it's just necessary. How are we all doing? All right, not a bad fart. But, you know, it's kind of like sit with that little gas bubble for a while. I'm walking funny. I'm really upset, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of smooth move X-Lax. It passes right on through, and you're like, now what are we gonna do? Feel better now. Alrighty, Mike's here. How are you doing? Alright, so obviously this is a message. Hopefully, hey God, can we not have this message be about Corey? Thank you. I've been caught up in me for so long that I want this message to not be about Corey. So who's it for? Who's it for? We'll just get, oh snaps, skadoodles. Well, where do we go from here? Two of Wands. So it's funny because this is definitely for someone who is ready for the next or ready to take action on something. It's hilarious because I was just talking about Two of Wands in the last video. You know, there's a definition of the Two of Wands in a book that I have that helps. It's a book about reducing fears in the tarot. So it has a positive spin rate, like a positive message in every card. And this one was talking about the happiness from within. Because Two of Wands in this energy traditionally is like, okay, so like, let's look at attainment of goals. And attainment of goals can require, right? Like, let's say, hey, I want to go, do this thing. You do this thing, you kind of get to that pinnacle moment where everything's done, and you go, well, what do I do from here? And you kind of create. In traditional tarot, we see the Two of Wands is the archetype, the person is sitting on top of their castle. Like, what do we build next? What do we do next? Not really enjoying what they have in the moment. But this is definitely where do we go from here? Like, it's a sense that there's more to life. This can be a little bit of a seeking energy, but it's also something that we can take action on. The one thing about this Two of Wands is that there is a dream, there is a destination, there is a goal. So the dreamer within is the dreamer without, and it is the one that's looking out into the horizon, wondering, where do we go from here? So it's about that person who perhaps is processing. There's something they want to do, somewhere they want to go. Perhaps this is a vacation. It's a dream come true. It's a reality stream. So when I speak of a reality stream, I speak of that it's a way of life that they are embodying and looking forward to. So message for this, where do we go from, oh wow, nesting. Ooh, Four of Swords is really cool. This is such a rest and recuperation, right? The nest is such a place of where we grow. This is like, this is the bread in the oven phase. Why? Because you're reclaiming your high ground, right? You're reclaiming your elevation, recognizing to where you want to go. It's the rest and restoration. It's taking care of yourself. It's returning to your peace that you evolve and align. Wow, clarity. Like a place of like really, really defined truth and sharp clarity. I think a lot of this in this restoration is also bringing in a sense of self-empowerment that gives you the opportunity to show up in a new way. This for myself is recognizing you can't provide for life or provide for others if you don't provide for yourself. The King of Pentacles. There's such a teaching here in mastery that there's a way of applying your authenticity and your integrity to the day-to-day that can create an abundant outcome. Like it can create a resourceful opportunity. So this feels like it's an energy. For some, it might actually be very defined. Queen of Swords is very direct, very direct. I know Queen of Swords can be kind of Ice Queen at times, a little too sharp, but there's something here about really like a focused direction that brings these two energies together that really do assist in the transformation. It is very much so like this is the energy of autumn here in North America, all that air energy, right? And a part of this balance is like, where do we bring the water in? This is why this is like, the warm teas, the nice soups, especially in the Northern Hemisphere. Puppy dropping the phone. Hi, honey. Come here, Lily. Come here. Hi. Good morning. But Queen of Swords is very clear and it's direct, it's honest, it's powerful, and King of Pentacles is very, like, it's abundant and it is luxurious as well. So there is a sense that, like, the high ground has a perfect place for you, and it's one that's going to require more of this reciprocity, more of this restoration of peace, but it is something that is favorable to a certain outcome, especially if you know, resources are part of this. This can be money, this can be home, this can be belongings. You know, this is about sustenance. King of Pentacles overall, regardless of how it's defined, it's regarding sustenance. And so the clear direction moving forward is from a space of intuitive clarity, a sense of authenticity, and a sense of authority in the journey moving forward. You can apply your life in such a way that gives you an opportunity to have a good life, to have one that is really deeply connected to life's abundance and life's growth, but also provides an opportunity to enjoy sustainability. You know, a part of this is, this feels like King of Pentacles is reminding me of the container in which life gives you the opportunity to thrive. And I speak to that because a part of this container, like, so we see that there's this kind of this sense of being in the room, looking out the window, what's next, looking beyond threshold energy, like beyond the veil or into the future. Four of Swords and Seven of Wands both have container energy. This container is that self-contained, receiving, bread in the oven kind of energy, you know, gestating, right? Seven of Wands holds another field and container, but this one is of light. It is one that is of elevation. It is one that is of upgrade. Queen of Swords, she sits on her throne, and it's very vast and expansive. It's just beyond this kind of window energy. So it's a space that's almost uncontained. It's vast, but it's very expansive. And King of Pentacles is back to the container. So there's a sense of one level of expansion and growth and seeing into all things possible. And one is, what is that container that provides resourcefulness and strength? We can see this as in your morphogenetic field, in your Taurus field. We can also see this container as a way of life. It is structure. Structure requires action. Structure can require routine. Structure requires what the grounded and practical plan is, hence why it is of Pentacles, it is of Earth, it is of body. So even though there is so much multidimensional awareness, there's a physical awareness of the laws of density and of the container that are a part of natural life. So this container itself is recognizing, in order to grow, in order to flourish, in order to sustain, here's what is needed, right? Recipe for life, right? And it's that sense of rest and replenishment to get to the next phase. This is a space of, you know, this is one where this is a period of darkness that brings the light. It is the container that can keep other people's opinions and experiences and stories out, so we can find our place of inner clarity. It's that place of quiet and solitude and rest, because replenishment is important to get the refreshing of our own slate. But this container too, there's something about the King of Pentacles and the container that I want to get a little bit more clarity on for us. The container itself, because containers are about form, containers are about boundaries, containers are about definition, and so it's what houses this experience. It can be a home for some, it can be a car for someone, a vehicle, but like, it's actually like the container itself is an energy. But let's get a little bit more clarity on the King of, okay, so the container requires focused alignment, and focused intention, which means, and especially with Queen of Swords, this is that, like, I know this is gonna happen, this is the truth, this is the integrity, this is the authority, is the container is all about the focused direction towards getting there. So this translates to a point in our journey, a point in our timeline in which that is possible, and then what it takes to get there. Because when we focus on something, it's more than just focus, right? It's also the action that we get there, which is a part of the pentacle, it's a part of the form, it's a part of natural life, and it's a part of natural law. And it's those things that are changing, but it is one of those very, very, very real things about density and about form, is what it requires to get there. Okay, so it requires action, focused alignment. For some of you, it might require more than one person to take focus. And then there's mastery, Eight of Pentacles. I love this. This is like, it's dedication on the things you're really good at to get there. Like, if you know King of Pentacles is the outcome, you're going to get to that place where you are abundant, where you are flourishing, where you are resourceful, where you can provide for others, where like you're really in a good, you know, opulent place. Focus intention, and focus on your skill set, focus on your mastery is important. Now, the mastery itself is stating that there is a skill set that you're really good at. There's something that when you put action in, it will get there. It's very 10,000 hours theory, like invest 10,000 hours. We see this in a lot of that, like, you know, entrepreneurship kind of journey. Is if you want to be successful at something, invest 10,000 hours in it. So, you know, repetition and refinement and focusing on what you're good at is really important. And that's what Eight of Pentacles is. Eight of Pentacles always to me brings in, like, it's what you're here to do. It's the thing you're really, really, really good at. And this can be many things, right? It can be many things, but it requires focus. It requires focus. And I love the auspicious sign of 8-8. You know, it's that abundant energy, especially with King of Pentacles. It feels like eights surround this process. Eights surround this process. And it's something that is going to occur, especially if you are determined for it to happen. But it's focusing on your work. It's focusing on what you're good at. So Eight of Pentacles, definitely, it's a very individualized thing. The Hangman and the Star. So it feels like a part of this is that there's a natural sacrifice that's important to get to where you're going, especially in the things that you stay true to. Like the Hangman is that personal choice to go within. You know, this sacrifice sometimes can be doing without things that no longer serve. Two of Wands too is that if there's been any split energy, like do I go left or do I go right, which kind of can be a little bit of questioning, is the Hangman is speaking of the refinement of possibilities and probabilities require you to clear out the limitations of older outcomes or streams of reality that don't hold resonance to King of Pentacles, that don't hold true to who you are, that don't hold integrity, that don't hold replenishment, that don't hold healing, that don't hold revival, or don't hold the thread that takes you to the cosmic equation or the cosmic self birthed here within form. And I speak to that because of the Star, right? We recognize that through this experience is a downloaded and activatable kind of alignment from within us that takes us to a focus point within the cosmos, right? The Star takes me to the poetry of where we place ourselves within the cosmos and the thread of awareness that connects all those things, right? And it's like how we birth a star here on planet Earth is through how we connect every celestial event that makes you up as the universal self. When I see the Star, earlier today, I woke up and I had poetry just kind of like flooding through me. I couldn't get it down onto paper, but the essence of the poetry was in soul retrieval. And it's kind of like the story is a soul that birthed you here on planet Earth, or what got you here, right? For some people, this is Akashic memory. For some reason, this is kind of like the wanderers and the travelers, right? Like what got you here, all the fractals and parts. But this thread is leading you to somewhere, and it's something that you see within the activated alignment of this focused intention. So when you focus on this thing and you start to create what this is, the light from the Hangman is shown from within you, right? Like back to the runes, back to the symbology, back to the light, the activated alignment, that aha moment, the inspiration. It comes through this. But it also assembles the pieces to something that is a part of the cosmic quotient or the cosmic querent that's giving you an opportunity to understand something about your life, something about your soul, something about energy, and something that really matters to you. It's a part of what it is to birth a star here on planet Earth. And so as you're birthing the cosmic self, it's through this focus, alignment, and attainment of this goal that the vision will be made possible. But there are things you got to give up, right? So perhaps it's giving up distraction. Perhaps it's like, you know, it's tough because I say it's tough because what's coming through is there's that, all work and no play makes, Jack a dull boy. And I feel like we can play better or play more or have more fun in the redefining facts of reality. But there's things with the Hangman they're saying that you can do without, and it's going to get you to where you need to go because you're very clear on your attention. But it also, I feel like it untangles threads of the nuisance that don't fully get you to where you want to go, whether this is the distraction, the exile, the protector parts. And a part of this is like surrender to the fact that you're still going through a process of rising into this really beautiful King of Pentacles energy. So the focus intention of you focusing on those things that you're really good at, or the things that matter to you, or the things that you're here to accomplish that are a part of this Eight of Pentacles energy, is that you're going to be it's going to be very clear what you're aligning to, what your highest outcome is, or what your alignment is. And you taking that time day to day to let go of the things that no longer serve, to stay within that alignment, the alignment will become easier. It's like the thread of awareness, right? That liftoff moment, or that thing that brings the cosmos home will occur. I feel like focus intention brings in more of the focus download that gives you an opportunity to replenish and to clarify the action steps moving forward. Knight of Swords, there we go. Yeah, the inspiration activates the availability to take action on the new beginning. It's like it sets you on the quest, it sets you on the journey, and it sets you into the jump off point. This is the moment to take action on the quantum jump, to take action on the leap, to take, this takes me very much so back to very Abraham Hicks theory of jumping into the vortex. Like, the moment you see, the moment you intend is also the moment that it occurs. It's the moment that the universe creates space for this to occur. So in this lifetime, this can happen for you. Whatever you want to have happen can happen for you. And the moment you intend it, the intended, the stargate opens and you enter into that experience, and there's the liftoff point. And then you're back into flow. So it's kind of like what gives us an opportunity to access our source flow point so we can align to the potential of what this is. And rest and restoration to get to that highest outcome is important, because it feels like there's an elevation naturally and organically that's going to help you to get to your own truth and your own clarity and your own power, so others' truths don't get in the way, right? Seven of Wands can very much so have the collective is louder than the voice is from within. So stand in your authenticity, because you're important. Be authentic to all that you are. Be that. Be the individuated self. Be goofy, glamorous, worry-free. Be bright. Be loud. Just be just as you are, because your color, your hue, your bandwidth, your radiance, your emanation matters here on planet Earth, and your voice has a say. So as awkward or as odd as it might be at times, you being you is important. And as we're dimming the voices of the collective or the opinions of others, we rise up into the power and truth of all that we are, and we start to see very clearly what can happen for us, because we don't have intrusive thoughts or voices of others invading the field or getting in the way of you being able to achieve and to do what you came here to do and what you're really good at, which is why Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles is concerned. Now, but there are some, Hangman saying there's some things that you can intend to let go of, but you take that action. Once again, meditation and in the traditional Hangman, it was his choice to go upside down to reach enlightenment, right? So like, what's really cool here is the power is in your hands to let go of that which no longer serves, to heal, to replenish, to renew, and to take action on jumping into the source fulfilled and flow of alignment that gives you an opportunity to get to King of Pentacles. And so the universe is listening to what you want. The universe is listening to your wants, needs, and desires. The universe wants you to have what you want to have as well. You just got to take action to get there and know it will occur. But this is still clearing out why nesting period is important. Is the nesting period is a part of the container. It's that sovereign container that gives you an opportunity to get out the noise of others, so you get to the truth from within, and then you're living your life not the lives of others or the opinions of others or the collective noise. All right. So we ran out of storage on the phone. We reached kind of max capacity. So, and that's kind of like a really interesting symbolism. I was talking about the organic elevation that occurs is perhaps there is a sense of kind of spring cleaning or things that we need to do to create space for this to occur. And that's what's happening right now. This is the availability to just like kind of go within, rest and nest with Four of Swords. I love this Four of Swords energy because it's all mending, it's healing, it's restoration, it's replenishment. But as a result, things get lighter and the noise of others clears, and you really get back to the core of all that you are. You get to your sense of self-empowerment. You get to that inner light from within, and you get back to integration. And within integration comes the clarity and the journey moving forward to take action in your own alignment. That's the blessing of what this new beginning is. And so, Two of Wands is saying that you can get to where you want to go, and you can step into the alignment of what that fulfillment is, and it is possible, and it is occurring, especially if you do new moon intentions and things like this. But right now is about the resting and the reconnection, and really finding your sense of authentic power, finding your sense of authentic truth, and finding your sense of knowing that you are worthy of having it all, and you are worthy of having this thing come true for you. Especially if you believe that there is a powerful dynamic of experience that can create some really cool avenues of meeting like-minded individuals, meeting people who have a very similar purpose or goals, or perhaps knowing that alignment through integrity will bring others who match very similar journeys as you, especially Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, right? Like, it is very much so, it's a part of recognizing these figures do come into play as within, so without, is there's an externalization that you can meet others that are just like you are, right? And are similar purposes and life paths that have the same focus and direction, that gives you an opportunity to find dynamics of power, dynamics of resourcefulness, and something that's very clear and abundant that provides an opportunity to grow just by having to give up some things, to let go of some things that no longer assist you in taking action in your own alignment. And one more card. Overall wisdom from this. Interesting. That brought an interesting, the Chariot. Balance and taking action. This is the same message, which is that you have it all. You've got everything figured out in order to take action. The Chariot is very much the same alignment of focused action. And it's also the preparation for the journey. So one part, the Chariot's saying you've got everything you need to get life going, to do, like, if you felt like you don't have everything, you do. But this whole experience does require action. But there is this balance, right, of work and play. There's this balance of giving and receiving. There's this balance of intellectualism and intuition. There's this sense that parts and sides harmonize from within this to find and to remember what its flow state is. And we balance through the middle path to get there. But the alchemy of your own clarion call is being heard, and it gives you an opportunity to transform this experience and transcend this experience with all the light and sacred codes built within you to do this. You have all the activated experience and assistance from within to do this thing. You are well prepared to transform within this experience. Everything is needed and everything will be provided for you. You just got to focus, right, on that thing that you're good at. Focus on that thing that you're good at. All right. I love you guys. Much love and respect to all of you out there. Thank you again for your likes, shares, and subscribes. Links are in the description box. I hope this helps you. I hope you guys have a lovely day. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Namaste.